Thank you so much, Matthew. I am so excited to talk to you. You are, well, you're my favorite Perry Mason, obviously, but you're my favorite Mr. Darcy. So I couldn't wait to say, I couldn't wait to say hi to
I,
you.
I think you're possibly the only person ever to say that in my life. I
Well,
can retire. I can retire now, or I can call Matthew McFadden and say, I've got one. I've got
don't
one.
you dare. Don't you dare. He's my second favorite. And how
Yeah,
fun
good.
that you're
That's
both
what I'll
on.
tell him.
You
You're
are both on
second.
HBO, Succession and Perry Mason. Do you guys ever have parties?
No, we don't. We should. We were in drama school together. So I should calling up and or we should have rival premiere parties. Or whenever he has a premiere, I'll have a party.
I love that idea. I'm going to yours, just so you know.
Good. Well, yes,
That's
yes.
where
Now
my
that we've
allegiance is.
established the Darcy pecking order.
So when I first watched Perry Mason, I was very curious as to how much you took from the original. The answer is zero.
Yeah.
Since there's been this distance between season 1 and season 2, have you gone online at all or taken any sort of peeks at, the OG Raymond Burr to see what his, skills were like?
I haven't for a reason I know full well, because I've been involved in projects in the past that have been kind of established by other actors or remakes, and I've watched the originals, and I just know myself too well at this point that I know I will steal or imitate or copy consciously or subconsciously. So I just thought I'm going to leave it well alone until the day we get cancelled, and then I'll go back and watch the OG.
Well, that's going to take quite some time because
Yes,
we are loving
Tell
season
HBO.
1, and I love
Yeah.
season 2, even though I can't say anything about it. There is a bromance that has developed between you and Robert Downey Jr. I don't know if that's like on the record or anything, but you
It
seem
is
to
now.
be you seem to be a huge fan, and he is a big fan of yours. Did you admire his work growing up? I mean, how cool is it that he loves you and he chose you?
I went to see Chaplin when it was in the movie theaters. I was in drama school when Chaplin came out. And I remember there's a sequence he does, and I kind of made an involuntary noise. I was so kind of taken with this moment. To me, he's kind of works on a higher level of genius that many of us only aspire to. So when I heard he was even, involved in this project, it was, I still have that feeling when, when I see him, I'm like, oh my God, there he is.
Do you think we would ever see him on the show? I know he was originally, interested in this character. I mean, I heard he loved Perry Mason, but he did not. I mean, you were obviously the best fit for it. Might he pop up ever in the future?
I think originally he was. I think the true origin story was for him to play Perry many, many years ago. Wow. When they were trying, he's a big fan of Mason. I think that was the original idea. And through one reason or another, he now just produces it. But yeah, I don't know if that would be a good thing or not, because I think he would have to act with someone else. Because if I was acting opposite him, that would be tough. I just look like a rabbit in the headlights.
That is so funny to me, and I was excited to talk to you too, because you play these rough characters that are very intimidating, but in real life, you are so kind and sweet and full of joy. And actually, I know the internet is like, the bowels of hell, but I found the nicest compliment to your acting. Somebody said on YouTube that you have so much integrity when you're acting, that they see that on the screen. How does that make you feel?
Well, I've welled up a little from that, just from that, you saying that alone. I don't know where to place such a compliment. I think, listen, the base answer is Mason is someone who has great integrity. I've been fortunate to play characters with integrity, and so that's just something you play when you kind of list it as a characteristic and go, well, he is of that. I should do that. But yeah, well, I'll take that to my grave.
I know, when you find nice compliments on the internet, you gotta take them.
You gotta hang on. You gotta hang on to them.
That's right. What kind of feedback did you get from season 1, and did you expect it to be as successful as it was? Because it's one of the most popular shows on HBO here in the States.
Yeah, you never know. You're always kind of throwing rocks into the abyss with the hope that something will land, and we didn't know. It's these are big risks, big swings that thankfully HBO are willing to take. The scripts were incredible. I was hooked from episode 1. So when you read scripts like that, you kind of go, okay, this has got a real shot at it. Team Downey had been working on it for over a decade.
Wow.
So they weren't going to just let it go, not ready. So, there'd been so much work on it prior to me even hearing the project that it was a golden piece.
Oh, I love that. Now, one of my favorite things about the show is honestly just the visuals, the costumes, the sets. Are you working in an enclosed space where you really feel like you're there, or is there like a Chipotle across the street visually? Like, are you seeing that Chipotle?
I wish. No, they know I'm like a blinkered horse. If I see a Chipotle, I'll just run for it. So they're wise. They're wise not to put one in front of me. It's one of the beauties of working for HBO. They don't do things in half measures. So when they commit to a period piece on the scale that Mason is, they fully commit. There are days when you can look in any direction and you could almost convince yourself you're in that situation in that moment. Everything is dressed, all the props are dressed, background artists are all immaculately dressed, so that you're not suspending, belief or disbelief. You truly almost at times believe one could be in that moment at that time.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. They're telling me that our time is up.
Rats.
This is the highlight of my day. I met my Mr. Darcy, and thank you so much. Congratulations on all of your success. And season 2 is amazing.
Thank you very much. I'm texting Matthew McFadden right now.
Don't you dare. Hi, Juliet and Chris. I'm Kinsey Schofield with The Nocturnal. Congratulations on season 2. I'm not allowed to say a lot, but I'm loving it.
Thank you. Yeah. Kinsey, I'm loving your jacket and your hair. Let's go hair game.
Okay, can I just say I Instagram stalked you and I knew we were going to be friends. I'm not trying to be creepy or anything, but I knew we were going to be friends.
I love it.
This is one of the biggest shows on HBO. Did you have any clue during season 1 throughout that process that this could change your life? And I'll go with Juliet first, but Chris, I want to know from you too.
It's so strange because from the inside, it feels like we're just in this really strange, weird, dark, extraordinary world in 1933. So I have no awareness of what it feels like to watch or from the outside. I still feel quite in it.
Yeah, I feel because we came out during a pandemic, we don't know if people like our show. Like, how would I know? I was in my house.
We just like doing it. We like
yeah. We definitely came back because we like doing it.
Well, that's so funny because when I posted that I was like watching sneak previews of it, I had so many people that were like, I have been waiting 3 years for this. And I'm like, whoa.
That's good news. Tell me more about this.
That's right. Exactly. Well, that 1930s, that's one of the things that I think attracts me to the show. Visually, it's incredibly stimulating. The costumes are amazing. What is it like to get lost in this world? And when you come out and you're looking at like a McDonald's across the street, are you going like, I want to go back in there?
That's good.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. I mean, the detail of the show from, in every department is extraordinary. Kate Adair and her team with costumes did such an incredible job this year. I mean, the detail on every cuff, button, brooch,
even stuff that you all don't see as an audience member. I'd be like, oh, but I need my pen. I need my, and they really supported whatever we needed to tell the story. So one, just to leave set and be like, oh, I have to do everything myself. That stinks. But then the traffic, that's so stupid, but it's true.
Yeah, it's an incredible period to be immersed in. And the amazing thing for us filming it was sort of the parallels to today, that it doesn't actually, aside from the costumes and production value, it feels like so many of the themes are so current, particularly Paul's storyline and Della's storyline. And so that was, it's sort of amazing to be immersed in that world, but you feel like these are very contemporary stories and themes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you have such beautiful costumes. Are you ever going, I think I might put that in my bag. That needs to come home with me. There's a Halloween party that I can justify this for, or this looks good on a typical Tuesday. Have you taken anything from set, even if it's just your pen, Chris?
No, I didn't take anything, but that's because as a kid, I was a thief. So I make it a point not to steal things from set, just for my sake.
Right.
But there are lots of things I would have, lots of small things that are specifically not made anymore. You know, there's such a quality put into certain items back in the day that I could have taken a truckload home.
Yeah, and obviously because they're kind of, you know, they feel like they're all still living, like Della's tools there that you want to leave them intact.
Maybe
like
that's
their
it.
wardrobes all. I mean, I did ask, but you know, I was refused.
You said I want to leave it the way that it is,
blouses,
but
yeah, no.
I did take some stuff.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love it. Is it intimidating to know that, because I am a huge Robert Downey Jr. fan, is it intimidating at all knowing that Robert Downey Jr. is watching this? He's a huge Perry Mason fan and he knows your names, probably sends you holiday cards. How does this feel? When I'm Chris, let's go.
I mean,
We got a great gift.
did we?
Yeah. Remember? Did we? Yeah. He doesn't think it was so great.
I enjoy when anybody likes me do anything. I assumed he was watching me before this moment. That's how I'll answer that.
Oh, it's really lovely because Robert and Susan have been so hands-on. I mean, Susan's an incredible producer of this show, and I feel like everybody has, you know, is commenting in and involved in the process. And so I just think we have a great team.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll go back to even Susan. It's like she's such a force that it sorry, she just made me laugh. That it's more so her that you'd be intimidated by because she's such a powerhouse and she's such a professional. But he's so sweet and charming that I don't know. I would never have thought to be intimidated by such a lovely man.
I think the other thing about the show is that there's a level of care, you know, from everybody. And about the storylines of this season that we came in and
So sorry.
Chris is thinking about something that I need to know what it is.
So sorry.
Are you still thinking about the pen?
The pen. Yeah. Finish your answer.
No,
You're
okay.
there's 7 minutes, dude.
Well, I will say really quickly, Matthew was so lovely about the both of you. You know, Chris, he refers to you as electric. And I mean, how sexy is that? That is like, I mean, I felt it when he said it.
I do think I'm sexy.
What is it like to work with Matthew? Because he seems so sweet in real life and so intense on camera.
It's this.
Yeah. He's just wonderful.
He's just a gigantic heart. And he wants it to work and he wants everything. He wants everyone to be happy. He displaces his own comfort for other people. And the reason we see it is because we do it too, to be honest. It's like 3 people who go, are you okay? Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Then action, you know, but to have your number one also lead with that energy is great. I told someone once, I said, you know what? I'm on a set where there's someone who already does the stuff that I do. So now I can just work because he makes sure the whole crew and company are at ease before we even start the day. So that's who Matthew is in his core. He just cares.
Oh, what a great answer. Well, thank you so much for your time. You two have too much fun with each other.
Never.
Please invite me to the next happy hour. Thank you so much.